I can follow this man. I've seen him when nobody else was around. I'm telling you, I've seen him get on his knees when he thought I was sleeping. He's taken me wherever we go around the country. He's looking for a church to go to. And what does he do when he's there? Yes, he's praying for his salvation. Yes, he's praying for everybody else's. Yes, he's begging forgiveness for when he was 15 years old. But he's also watching out for each and every one of you. He's constantly praying over you. Okay, would you please help me welcome to the stage our fearless leader and the man who put this whole event together, Alex Abuyuan!
Thank you. Okay, around the home stretch. Rounding third, headed for home. And I want to go ahead and bring up my lovely and beautiful bride. She's pretty darn incredible, and I'll talk more about her later. But she's awesome, and I love her tremendously. And everything I do, all the miles I drive, I think about her and the kids all the time. So here she is, my lovely wife, Ginny.
Okay. Hi, y'all. You know what I just said to him? What am I talking about? It's all an adventure.
Don't remind me about our 14-year-old.
Yeah, he's having a stressful weekend. I'm sorry, sweetie. I have had the best couple of days having you all here and meeting new people and reconnecting with I don't want to say old people. I don't mean old people. Reconnecting with people I haven't seen for a while. And just seeing all the growth in the organization. And I know it's all because of him going nuts over the last few months. And I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. Because how easy is it to get complacent and just to kind of be comfortable and keep doing what you're doing? And maybe it's a little bit easier to kind of ramp it up and do a little bit more if you've got a boss who says, I need you to do more. I need you to do this. I need you to add this. That person's not working here anymore. I need you to pick up the slack because you're being told to do it. But to get yourself out of your comfort zone, and some people have a pretty big comfort zone, and it's hard to pick yourself up and put yourself out of your comfort zone and to do more than you want to do, and to drive, honest to goodness, exit to exit, drive an exit, stop and take a nap. Okay, I'm ready. Drive another exit, stop and take a nap. I'm not kidding. But he's willing to do that for us. And he's willing to do that for you because he knows that if he does it, that will trickle down. And there will be those crazy people out here who are going to follow him and do exactly what he's doing. And to get in their car and get out of their comfort zone and do extra. So, thank you, sweetie. I love you.
Not supposed to make me cry like this. Well, wow. You guys get married here like pretty soon, aren't you? Next weekend? Let's give it up for them getting Amanda and John. Anybody else next week? Anybody else? You know, I had a good friend of mine, Mike, had the same name as yours. was kind of wondering about that himself. And then he finally did the deal, and out came Mike and Noah Leventovich. But anyway, not that it would make that kind of a difference, but no pressure. Anyway. Okay. One thing that really stuck out in my mind just the past couple weeks was John Kai talking about appreciation of things in your life, the blessings in your life. And I don't know that we ever take enough time to do that, to appreciate things that have been given to us, especially when we did not deserve it. That to me is like, wow, the gifts have been given and I didn't deserve the gift. And I started thinking, the exercise of appreciation is something that, wow, we need to do that more. Because I think that if we have a grateful heart, then we develop a grateful spirit. And out of a grateful spirit is born many blessings on other people. You reap what you sow. When you sow, I think the gift of appreciation, that you'll reap tremendous blessings back. And starting off with the ultimate gift that I didn't deserve was my salvation. My God, that loved me so much that gave me a son to die for me. And I just can't talk about that enough, because I'm not deserving of that gift, and he gave his son for me. So I want to appreciate God, my Father, for creating me and giving me this time here on earth. And I hope you feel the same way when you appreciate the stuff he's given you. And when I think about it, it just blows me away. It just blows me away that I've got this time he's given me this life. I've not always been the best steward of this life, but I'm getting better. Okay, I'm getting better. And I keep thinking about that. I keep thinking about Abraham. He's got this knife, and his son Isaac is laying on this slab. And I just keep thinking, man, what would I do? My son Athen's laying out there. She's Zoe, my 14-year-old daughter. No, anyway. Actually, this 15-year-old sophomore. Lord, please don't stay my hand. But so that, I think, is the ultimate appreciation for me, is that my God gave me this life to worship him, and what more can I become for him? The gift he gave me was myself and my life, and the gift that I give back to him is what I become. And that to me is like the ultimate appreciation. I could talk about it all day long, but it doesn't do any good to talk about that, because I have to live my life as if I appreciate what he's done for me. Right? Because it's by my deeds, not by my words. Okay? I want to appreciate another blessing in my life, which is my wife. Your spouse, her job is to sanctify you. Okay? By his stripes we are healed, but by your spouse, you're sanctified to become a better person. God sometimes gives us our spouses to manifest his love for us, and in many different ways, but the spousal love is something that is tremendous. And that's why I'm excited. I love watching weddings. I love that. And I see that with you too. The purpose of marriage is to sanctify each other. And that is a gift that God has given you. Okay, you sanctify each other by your love and your faith in each other, especially when you don't feel like it. Okay? And it's kind of sad that, some people, when they don't feel like it, decide, take the I'm not going to say easy route, but another route of dissolution of that bond that God gave them for whatever reason. But my sacrament to Ginny was that, I'm here to sanctify her, and she's here to sanctify me, and I appreciate her birthing 5 children, and and I was there the whole time, supporting her, cheering her on. while she was screaming. But I love her so much, and everything I do is for her. And just to hear her, man, just to hear your wife talk about you like that, it's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty awesome. And I see so many great examples around me. Mike and Noel, they love each other today. And they wake up and tell each other they love each other today. And Patrick and Susie, I see those relationships in my life, and I've been blessed by them. Other folks that I really appreciate, number one, when you guys get on the phone, you get a chance to talk to Chandel on the phone. I hired Chandel. I needed another admin assistant after my other one took off and found a better career. And Chandel filled the gap. She was like the first resume I looked at, and I saw right away. I always look at resumes from the bottom up, and the bottom meaning like her activities. And I saw that she was in 4-H. Hark! I got me a farm girl. Now, who all grew up on farms? Okay, you know what I'm saying. I didn't really, once I got her on the phone, I had to look no further. She had the work ethic, and she had everything. I mean, man, I knew I found somebody. I didn't interview anybody else. As soon as she came to my office, I just knew I had me somebody. And I asked her about her farm background, raising these animals, and animals bigger than a cat, these farm animals. And she's golly. So when you guys get a chance to, get on the phone with her, thank her for everything that she does for you. She does a lot for you, for me. And, I think a little bit of appreciation for her is merited by you guys that sent her bad applications, okay? And she helps you out. But I appreciate her tremendously. I want to tell you guys that LaDonna and Wayne has been a blessing to me also. Everything they've done, I mean, they do a lot of grunt work for me. And I think sometimes because I employed LaDonna in a capacity of being a trainer and stuff, that I've kind of held them back. It's kind of the weird thing. When you hire an agent, they kind of play a dual role for you. They're an employee, but they're also an agent. And it's very confusing, And I know Mike and Noel, it's kind of a hard thing to do. And sometimes I think I have held them back because of that relationship. But they've been there and been loyal. They've been with me forever. Okay, forever. Back when they were young. Just kidding. Back when I was young. But in the business. And I appreciate them tremendously. They, kind of haul this stuff around for me. And, I just don't know that I can appreciate them more than helping them build their team. Okay? And so they mean a lot to me. Another person that's been instrumental in my mentorship really has been Mr. Fred Silverman over there. Fred, again, over there in the corner. Fred's been very special to me. He's taught me a lot about the insurance business. He's been in it a long time. He does our Thursday conference calls, helping tweak you guys on sales. But what you don't know is how many hours he spends with individuals that he doesn't override. Hours. I mean, if you had to calculate how much time you've been spent counseling Ernie Morgan, Ernie's talking, Ernie appreciates him. And he's not even, you don't get any overrides on him. Or Hank and Marilyn, all the people you've talked to. I think your latest person, I think Tracy. Tracy's been getting a lot of help, hours, spends hours. And you guys know how much she puts in the business, which is why I've rewarded him in a special way, but he's given me blessings back. And I want to tell Fred how much I appreciate him too, because he's been a tremendous blessing in my life. Okay, tremendous blessing. Mr. Doug Jackson, why don't you stand up, Doug, back there. Doug is our product guru, and Doug's been with me about as long as LaDonna and Wayne, and man, Doug's just been a blessing to me. He's our products guy. I'd hire him so that I don't have to fill my brain with all that stuff. And so if you want to call me and ask me about a product, like all you guys, like in Mike's group, and who I've gotten calls and guys in your group, I can't get Mike, I can't get whomever, and they call me, and it's like, cool. I couldn't help you that well, but anyway, I don't mind taking the call, but I did enough? Okay, good. And then, but Doug Jackson's my man. I appreciate you, Doug, and everything you've done for us, and he's helped you guys out too. And then there's our agency manager team. When you build this business, you don't do it by yourself. Success is never done by yourself. It always involves other people. And I look at the guys that have stepped up and filled the gap when other agency managers that we've had in the past have fallen away, and we fired, got rid of. Good, it was a good move. And these guys filled in the gap, stepped in the gap and you guys have been around back in the day when you knew those other guys. You guys were youngins when these other guys were agency managers and you were looking up to them. All of a sudden, those guys are not there, but you guys are here. Ken Burns and Patty. Those guys are hosses. Man, they were building a business, and their business took off last year. And honestly, it's been the people they brought on board and themselves have been a tremendous catalyst to our team. I mean, it's amazing. A lot of things that they don't even know about that has really charged us up. And then his upline, Kyle and Shar, just again, tremendous blessings on our team for the things they've done. And man, if you want to learn how to serve, you watch Kyle. He's always serving us in so many ways. He's always asking, can I do anything for you? Can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? And man, to have an agency manager team that involves two guys like that are just tremendous, especially in a, and I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate y'all. Not for building the business, but for having a dream and using the business as your vehicle, and then blessing us because you're with us. You're not against us, both you guys. And then Paul and Val, wow, that's a great couple out there in Phoenix, and they've stepped up and they've been with us for a while. I've seen them grow tremendously. If you've had a chance to see Val's video on YouTube, it's tremendous. And then, of course, there's Patrick. Patrick's been with me for a long time, and for a real long time. He came out of 4 deep, and I can't tell you how much he means to me as my godson and a man of God, and I've kind of taught him some things, and he's taught me a bunch. He's taught me a lot about perseverance. This is a man who's persevered. See, he's the one that proves to you that if you just don't quit, what it could do for you. All the blessings he's given you as your team, but the other thing he's done is, his paycheck wasn't bad last week. When you make 10 grand in commissions, combination of all the things, that's not a bad deal, right? He talks about how broke he was. Well, he ain't broke now, but he's spiritually wealthy because he's got 8 children and he's got a wonderful wife and he's got tremendous leadership. And you guys need to appreciate him more. You guys on your team for everything he does for you. Of course, Mike and Noel has been, they've been with me also from the beginning. First it was Noel. Then 90 days later it was Mike. But, Mike is a tremendous leader. And the things he's learned as far as his people skills and things that he's done to become so much better. And I remember back sitting in his car game planning how we'd ask for his next raise and his JOB. And I'm here thinking, man, I feel, humbled that he looks up to me as a mentor. And then every time Noelle talks about, how she feels honored, man, I was just like, God, I hope Noelle wants to do something. I felt very responsible for her, getting her into our recruiting company. And, and what you're looking right there, millionaire Noelle Leventovich is a former employee of Skyline Chili. Okay, so... I don't know if you work fast food or whatever, but, if she can do it, you definitely can do it. And I appreciate them and their children, and, they're just wonderful. I love them so much, and I love Patrick and Susie. You end up loving people. You know what? Building this business is a business that you end up, loving people. So I'm sorry to say, if you don't like people, then you probably are in the wrong place, But I appreciate them, appreciate everything. And you guys have been a blessing to me, each and every one of you. I can look at your eyes, I can tell you everything that you guys have done to bless me in my life. And it would take me a long time to tell you how much I appreciate you, and I have very specific things that you guys have done for me. And I cannot even begin to articulate that. Otherwise, we'd be here forever, and it'd be kind of like, graduation at a major college, right? Everyone kind of walk across. But I want you to know that I pray for each and every one of you. And there's specific things that I pray for when I know that there are things going on. Lately, I've been hit with a lot of physical situations that people are overcoming and challenges. And I think God has blessed me with the gift of that empathy of knowing when something's going wrong. And when people ask me to pray for them, something happens. Okay, it's not me for sure. Trust me, it's not me. But something happens when, so, if you guys need a prayer, it might be a good idea to tell me about it. I don't, okay. Well, I pray for you, man. And good things happen. What can I tell you? Good things happen. So, know that I do. I do that. That schedule down here, that evening time when I'm praying and that morning time, I think about you guys. That's what I do. That's my job. My job is to help you grow, and my job is to pray over you. All right? Good stuff happens, man. And that's how much I appreciate you. When I get on my knees, I got calluses, because that's how much I care about y'all. All right? That's about the best thing I can do. Prayer to me is the most powerful thing that can happen. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to ask you to do something. First, I'm going to ask you to make a promise. Okay? The thing I'm going to ask you to do, I want you to promise me you'll do this tomorrow. It's not going to cost you any money. I know, Patrick. If it was going to cost you money, I'd have Patrick up here. Okay, this ain't going to cost you. Well, it'll cost you a few stamps. Stamps, okay? Stamps, those little adhesive things you stick on letters. Letters? You know what letters are? Letters that you actually write? You actually use like a pen, right, Beth? Use a pen and then you kind of put it together, and then you stick it in a thing they call an envelope. Okay, that picture icon, an email, that's actually an envelope. If you've never seen an envelope, it's like you look in your email and they have a picture of this envelope thing. Okay, that's a real thing that you put a piece of paper that you've written stuff on, and then you do this thing called an address on the outside of it, and you stick this thing called a stamp on it, and then you stick it in this box. And for some reason, most of the time, it gets to the destination of the thing you wrote on top of it. Okay, so can I have you promise me that you're going to do what I ask you? Okay, can you promise me that you'll do this? Okay, I haven't even asked you what it is. I'm just going to ask you to leap out on faith. It's faith for you to come here. I'm just going to ask you to promise me this one thing. Okay? Everybody? Okay. Number one, I want you to write a little card, scratch on a piece of paper, I don't care. But I want you to write something to someone in your upline to tell them how much you appreciate them. And not me. I'm gonna caveat. Don't write it to me. Okay? You've already showed me how much you appreciate by coming here. But not me and Ginny, but to someone in your upline, I want you to write. Well, it's kind of hard for you, Patrick, huh? Because, there's other upline for me, okay? Just tell them what you appreciate about them, that you do appreciate them. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, if you have someone in your group, in your team, I want you to write a letter, a second one. Oh, God, another stamp. Okay, you might get writer's cramp, okay? I want you to write a letter to someone in your group. And, I want you to tell them how much you appreciate them. Okay? All right? Okay, I'm going to ask you to do a third one. This third one is an important one. If you don't do any of the other two, but this third one I think is something that will be something more that you're not going to receive any benefit from. other than the fact that you did it, and you know you did it. And that is to write a get well card to Luke Olson, Chris Olson's son, who's going through some stuff. 7-year-old kid that they're trying to figure out what's wrong with him. And he's been texting back and forth. That's why he had to take off, because he needed to get back. Luke Olson. And that is Chris Olson's son. Let me give you their address. Just a get well card. Just tell him that you know he's going through some stuff, okay?
Can you spell his name, Alex?
Yeah, Luke, I'm your father, Luke. L as in Luke, U as in ook, K as in k, and the E is silent, so E is, okay. Luke Olson, Olson, Luke Olson. So I want you to write a get well card, and just get a get well card. He's 7 years old, and the kid's tough. And I tell you, Jess Olson is just going through stuff, and she is supportive of Chris being here. He read me a text that was just, oh my gosh, this woman is so strong, and she knows why Chris needed to be here. So I definitely want you to do that for Luke Olson. That would mean a lot to me that you did that for him. And oh, by the way, it'd be okay if you prayed for him, all right? And like I said, it's something that's, you're not going to receive any benefit from it other than knowing that you did it, and that, hopefully made a 7-year-old's life a little less painful.
What's the address?
Oh, the address, okay. Okay, folks, that's it, man. I hope that you got a lot out of this conference. Oh, by the way, if you wanted to send a card to Andy Albright for whatever, for appreciating him, you're more than welcome at the NAA address. But I appreciate you guys. I want you guys to really take the information you learned this weekend and do something with it. We're making a run like crazy. We want to bring all of you with us. All right? Thank you, everybody. Let's do this thing.